I'm on top. See the guap, get the guap, that's a lot. Hit the gas, need no brakes, I don't stop. Yeah, yeah. Oh my God, at the top, see the top, I'm on top. See the guap, get the guap, that's a lot. Hit the gas, need no brakes, I don't stop.
What's up, guys? So today I'm going to do a video that probably should have been one of my very first videos, but I get a million questions a day in regards to this truck, like what size the lift is, the wheels, etc., all the time. So I'm just going to do kind of like a walkthrough and kind of explain what's all done to this thing. So it is kind of dirty. It sits half the time, you know, through the week, through the rain, all that. It doesn't fit in my garage, so. But I guess let's check this thing out and show you everything we got going on with it. All right, so probably the first and most asked question I get with this thing is the wheels and tires. The current setup that's on this thing is 2616 KG1 Phoenixes on a 35 1550 26 Venom. These are the XTs, not the new RTs that everybody's running. They're not on sale. I don't really have to get rid of them, but they are for sale if somebody's interested. But the 2616s are poking a little bit more than your average 16, I would say. Reason for that is we have the 3-inch spacers on the back side of these. So probably the second most asked thing would probably be what size lift is on this thing. It's a BDS lift, but it's actually an 8-inch lift. And it's all powder coated flaming gold. It's got a ton of flake in it. It's kind of hard to see, but yeah, JL Customs Coatings. He's the one that did all the powder on this thing. He did really well with it. It's not your average gold. It's more of like a brassy type gold. Just got the Fox shocks on it. Then we have the dual steering stabilizers. Ride's pretty solid, I would say. Having really no gripes or complaints about it. As far as like the front end of the truck, we obviously color matched a lot. We left a little bit of the chrome to kind of tie in with the mirrors up there, and obviously the wheels as well. I didn't want to completely white it out. We had the whole grille pulled apart and painted, all around the headlight. All this used to be chrome, painted. The bottom grille, got that. The valence got painted. Headlights were done by Knockout Customs. He's pretty local to me, and he did a killer job on these things. Really quick turnaround as well, which was killer, especially when you're trying to slap this thing together. As most people don't know that's never seen the truck, it's not really a white truck. It's kind of like a pearl eggshell looking color. But the paint is a tri-coat paint, so it costs a ton more to have them color matched and everything like that. We went ahead and tied some of the gold that's underneath the truck and put it up on the badges. This obviously side badge and the front badge. As far as the rest of the badges go, we debadged this whole thing. When we brought this thing home, that was the first thing we did to it. We ripped off all the limited badges along with we peeled off the black like mesh vinyl right there. I know some people like that. I didn't so much because it's not gloss black. If anything, I would probably rewrap it gloss black. And then for the tailgate, obviously all the badges went, and then we filled in where the back badge goes and had this whole thing repainted. But that's probably my favorite thing about what we did with the badges is that tailgate, because it cleaned it up so much. The mirrors were all pulled apart. I don't ride around like that. It's not really my style, but yeah, so we left that chrome on the cap and then painted the whole base of the mirror. And it turned out killer. So also in the mirror, we have the Boost Auto Parts switchbacks in there. Kind of nice because those tie in with all the other lights. We have switchback door handles. Those come from Mid-South LED. As far as the rear tail lights and the third brake light, they are just, the lenses are painted, and then we tinted the brake lights and the reverse lights. But the light itself, it's super easy to see at night. During the day, it's kind of a little iffy, but we do it for the look. Half the time when we're driving this thing, it's either parked at a show during the day or we're driving it at night. So here's kind of a good example with the light, how it does shine through. It's kind of dim, obviously, because it's tinted, but it does shine through. No issues. The Gen Y hitch that we have, it's on the back, and it was powdered by JL as well. That's just a 7-inch drop on it. Nothing too crazy. More on the back side, obviously we had all the black plastics repainted to match. Even the lower parts of them. As far as the rest of the truck, everything I got color matched on this thing. When it all went to paint, there was 53 pieces total that got stripped and painted, between the cab lights, the front parts, the little plastic pieces on the bottom part of the body. Every piece pretty much got painted. So it wasn't a very cheap paint bill. More on the rear, we have a horn blasters kit on the rear of this thing. It's cool, I guess, but once they finally probably go out, I'll probably get rid of them. I don't really like how they look sitting like that. I wish I could hide them more. Probably have to put them somewhere else. But yeah, as far as everything on the outside, I think we kind of covered. But this truck isn't, cool yet. It's still got that fancy stuff right there. But maybe one day we'll change it up. But as far as the inside goes, we got the next level mats on our steps. Like them. Turned out killer. They hold up really well. But we got fancy jam handles. Gotta be that guy. I put these on the leather because I don't want my jeans to poke a hole in them or anything like that. But she is a limited. She's pretty loaded. But as far as everything else, we got our rock lights ran down here. The horn, obviously, we're not gonna hit that. And then the starlight kit that's in this thing. It's like a 1,500 piece kit. So another big question I get as well is how many rock lights are on this thing. There is 32 of them. We've put 5 in each wheel well. I know some people think that's probably a little overkill, but you know, it is what it is. But, and then got the door handles to match. So the all white lighting is definitely my fave. But this thing looks like a spaceship going down the road at night. And that was kind of my ultimate goal. I still plan on putting more lights on this thing eventually. We also have a Banks tip on this thing. It's just the tip, but it'll be cool one day and have a full exhaust. We also put on a off cover for this thing, just in case, like when we go to Florida or whatever it may be, we can cover up all our stuff and not get wet. But as far as like the way this thing rides and drives, rides pretty solid to me. Really no complaints or anything like that. It does follow the road, but you know, that's kind of as expected when it comes to running wide wheels and stuff like that. It just kind of tracks the road really well. But my Chevy does the same thing. It's right over there, and it's on 24/16s and no spacers or anything like that, but it does the exact same thing. So nothing really done to that thing. It's just leveled on a big wheel and tire, and just got some fresh new headlights in her. But she's bone stock, so nothing too crazy about her, but she's just kind of the daily. We actually just had this thing all ceramic coated, all the powder, and obviously the truck. Outlaw Detailing, they did it. He did an amazing job. This thing beads water like no other, so it makes it so much easier to clean this thing now. Also in the wheels, we have custom Cap King floaters. Everyone loves these things for some reason. I think it's the little details that matter, like something like that. People go crazy over. About ready to start hitting some shows. The shows are about to start rolling in for the ones that we're going. It's been kind of quiet the first part of the year. We went to Blake's show.
At the top, see the top, I'm on top. See the guap, get the guap, that's a lot. Hit the gas, need no brakes, I don't stop, yeah.
A pretty killer show. He did a really good job putting that thing on. But before we end off this video, I have to say a special thanks to Zach and Taylor at Twisted Customs. Obviously without them, this thing would not be the way what it is today. They stayed numerous days and nights late to get this thing done, ready to go for the first show that we were planning on hitting, which was Myrtle Beach of 21. Show was not very good, but truck was all worth it. So, because we bought this truck in April of 21, and we got this thing done in about 3-4ish months. Mainly was waiting on parts and everything like that, but wasn't their fault obviously on that. But we got a little mini vacation kind of thing in the truck right before we had to put it up for the winter. It was cool. It was a good time with them. The truck was like smooth and just perfect. No, like we need to tighten this up or we missed this, or we might have need to do this. It was, when I picked it up, it was ready to go. There was no issues, nothing to complain about. They did a really good job on this thing. And they were just a business that, you know, I reached out to. They seemed like really stand-up people, and, you know, were upfront with me. Didn't, you know, kind of like throw me around the bush. Like, they were straight up. Told me like timelines, issues. If they did have an issue, like, I was known right away. But every time he called me, he wanted more money from me. But nah, every time we called, he brought up really good points, and while we were there, we might as well just did it all, you know, get it over with. Like, for us to do the antennas and everything to color match them, and we might as well do the starlight lights there. So it just was one thing after another, but we knocked it out of the park when it got done. So, but once again, like, definitely wouldn't be what it is today without them. They did an awesome job. Zach is like family to me now. But that's gonna be the end of the video. Once again, this is definitely probably one of the videos that a lot of people would look forward to seeing. So I thought about doing it. I didn't really like telling everybody everything about it, just because obviously I don't want people to do exactly the same thing. But, you know, it obviously there's similar builds out there and everything like that. But it is what it is. It's been done for almost 2 years now. If you don't mind, hit the subscribe button. Definitely helps me. I'm trying to grow YouTube more. Trying to use all social media platforms, trying to grow them all. Sub, share it, like it. You know, it all helps. Not gonna hurt my feelings if you don't. I appreciate y'all watching, and look forward to seeing and meeting you guys at these shows. Next show will be UCC. Very local to me, 20 minutes down the road for me, so easy, nice show to go to. But yep, I'll catch you on the flip.
With the squad, see the squad, we outside. Coming from the soil like a rock. Coming from the soil to the top. Just got off the phone with my mama, yeah, she proud of me. This one for the ones who lost a vision, yeah, they died of me. This one for the ones who got on late, they been proud of me. But it's still the same ones in the frame, nothing changed, yeah. At the top, see the top, I'm on top. See the guap, get the guap, that's a lot. Hit the gas, need no brakes, I don't stop, yeah.